Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so we're on the verge of letting powerful AIs manage our money. The big question is, how do we stop them from going completely off the rails? Today, we're diving into a really cool solution, a physical firewall that literally stands between an AI's brain and your bank account. So let's just start with this, a pretty fundamental question, right? As AI gets smart enough to handle, complex financial moves in the blink of an eye, you have to wonder, should we really hand over the keys? Should an AI have total control of a digital wallet? I mean, on one hand, the upside is huge. Imagine an AI agent working for you 24/7, making trades faster and smarter than any human ever could. But the flip side? It's terrifying. A single glitch, one of those AI hallucinations we hear about, or hack, and poof, your finances could be wiped out in seconds. All right, so let's get into the weeds here and really unpack the problem that this whole system is designed to fix. Seriously, think about what we're talking about. It's like giving an AI the combination to a vault. If that AI makes one tiny mistake, maybe it misreads the market, or worse, some attacker gets in, it could drain an entire account before anyone even has time to hit the panic button. So that brings us to the real challenge, doesn't it? How do you give an AI the freedom to act at machine speed, but stop it from having the final say? How do you keep a human in charge? And the solution is based on this beautiful, simple idea. Let the AI do all the heavy lifting, the thinking, the strategizing, the analysis. That's its job. But the final critical step, actually authorizing a payment, that's reserved for a totally separate, secure piece of hardware. And this is it, the Carboy Talkie GuardNode. It's a physical gadget that sits right between the AI and the blockchain, acting as a failsafe. You can think of it like two-factor authentication, but for your AI. It's a hardwired reality check. Okay, so that's the concept. But how does it all fit together? Let's walk through, step by step, what a secure transaction looks like with this thing in the middle. So, the whole system is built in layers. You've got the AI doing its thing in its own environment, then you've got this hardware firewall, then you, the human operator. And only after it passes through all those checks does it ever reach the blockchain. The hardware and the human are the gatekeepers. The whole dance can be broken down into four main moves. The AI makes a request, the firewall checks it, a human approves it, and then and only when the transaction happens. Let's look at each one. So, step one, the AI does what it's good at. It's scanning the market, it spots an opportunity, and it puts together a transaction request. And request is the key word here. It's just a suggestion. It's unsigned, so it's completely powerless on its own. Next, that request gets zapped over to the physical GuardNode. And before it even thinks about bugging a person, the hardware does its own sanity check. It looks at rules you've already programmed in, like never spend more than X amount. If the AI's request breaks a rule, it gets shut down, right then and there. Now, if the request passes that first test, the GuardNode lights up and gets your attention. The details pop up on its little screen, showing you in plain English exactly what the AI wants to do. Something like, stake 500 tokens. And this, right here, is the most important part, the human-in-the-loop moment. You look at the screen and you ask the simple questions. Does this make sense? Is this actually what I want to be doing? You provide the common sense. And if it all checks out, you give the final okay. And you don't do it with a click or a key press, which could be faked. Nope. You physically press a button on the device. It's a solid, tangible, unhackable yes. It's only after that button press that the GuardNode finally uses its super secure private keys to sign the transaction. That's the moment the powerless little request gets turned into a full-blown authorized command. Then it gets sent back to the computer to be broadcast. So what this entire process creates is this really smart, robust security model that's actually made of three separate layers of protection. Layer one is the big one, the air gap. This is a physical wall. The private keys, the actual things that control all the money, live inside the secure hardware. They never, ever, ever touch the computer that's connected to the internet where the AI is running. So even if a hacker takes over the whole computer, they can't get the keys. They're physically out of reach. Layer two is you. It's the human in the loop. Because the system needs you to look at a trusted screen and press a physical button, it's basically immune to digital-only attacks. A hacker somewhere across the world just can't reach through the screen and press that button for you. And all this adds up to layer three, which is what the creators call permission stratification. It's just a fancy way of saying there's a clear separation of powers. The AI gets the power to think, to compute and propose ideas, but only the hardware, with your final okay, has the authority to actually do anything.
So when you put all this together, what does it really mean for the future of AI, not just in finance, but in any area where the stakes are high?
Well, the big takeaway here is that this whole framework, this idea of splitting the AI brain from the hardware authority and keeping a human in the middle, this could really be the gold standard for how we work with autonomous AI agents from now on, especially when real money is on the line. And that kind of leaves us with one last huge question to chew on. As these AI agents get more powerful and start controlling things in the real world, self-driving cars, automated drones, factory robots, what other kinds of physical firewalls are we going to have to invent to make sure we always have the final say?